And Kim, you and Eric are there together today. I think we're going to switch gears with you and Patty a little bit. So that we talked about the passive approach, posting twice a day. Sarah sold all those drops. In the beginning, you posted and you carried products in your trunk. You sold all the time, but you do a lot of direct approaching too. You help people set up appointments, coffee shops, you name it. But let's start with yours and Eric's story. And Eric, if you don't mind, I'm going to ask you to start it because hearing you tell the story of where Kim Gray was and go back to where she really was, not to where y'all are today, but where was Kim Gray physically and financially when this company found y'all?
Well, Todd, I hate to say it like this, but just a couch potato. I mean, all she, didn't want to get up and do anything. Wanted to blame it on her disability. But while she wasn't mobile and wasn't doing anything, she wasn't getting any exercise, and she was just getting overweight, and it was starting to affect her, in several different ways. But when we found Partner Co give her life back. She really wanted a change. We had our first grandchild, and me and her talked about it, and we said, hey, we don't want to be in a wheelchair when he's 8, 9 years old. That's when we really want to get out and start doing stuff with him, So we made a change in our life, and really wasn't thinking about the business part when we started this. The business part just really fell in our lap. And like Sarah said, God put it in our possession and give us the tools to use, and we just had to figure it out and use it. And we are where we are today.
And how much has changed financially, Eric?
I'll put it to you this way. I worked 38 years trying to be financially freedom, and we did this in 6 years, and we're financially free now.
It's kind of the story of all of us is normal jobs and normal small businesses really are not designed to create financial independence, residual income, time freedom. What's it feel like when you wake up on Saturday morning and you already got more money in the bank coming to you than you actually need even that week? Does it give you a different perspective of life?
It does. It's like a weight is off of your shoulders, not having to worry about when you wake up Monday morning or Friday morning, are you going to have enough to pay this bill? Are you going to have enough to do this or do this? We don't have to worry about that anymore now because, like I said, this has made us financially free, and we don't have to worry about stuff like that anymore.
And Kim, this IPA, how we did that. So talk to us about where you're at today, where you were at last night, why you're those places, what you're doing.
Well, I am helping my downline to get to where I am today. That is my strong focus. I want my teammates to be able to have time freedom and their finances to be better, just like mine is. And I am working as hard as I can to help my teammates. Where was we at last night? I can't
Dothan,
remember.
Alabama.
Oh, Dothan. I was in Dothan, Alabama last night. Got home at 11 o'clock last night. 5:30 this morning. I was up.
Tell us why you were in Dothan, though. Don't assume we know anything. What went on there last night?
We went to a coffee shop. One of my brand partners had a meeting at a little coffee shop type deal, and there was 20 people there. And
you know how they invited? You know how people got brought there?
No, I just go. I don't know how they invite people. I know they put the flyer out and they talk to people, but we had people from Chipley, Florida, Port St. Joe, Florida, that drove 2 hours just to get to this meeting in Dothan. And yes, they are brand partners, but those were because they came to learn more. They are so eager to want to know more and more how to get this time freedom that I have. And we had a good turnout. There was about 20 people there. Susan.
And what did you do, Kim? Did you do a presentation? Did you have your PowerPoint hooked up?
I did. I had my PowerPoint hooked up, and I had called David and told David, I said, David, I think he normally does them, but I said, this is for a lady. I said, let me do the PowerPoint. And I did the presentation. And then halfway in the middle of it, I let Aaron and Tracy do their testimony, and then I didn't want to leave David out. I want to include all my brand partners, and so I called David up to do the finance part and how to join. So it was like a duo type thing. You know, we don't have Angie and Larry Batts on today, but I watched their live video this past weekend. They were at a meeting in Stapleton. And I've never, you know, Eric don't get up there with me to do my presentation yet. He might one day, but he don't yet. But I really liked how Angie and Larry did a duo. And so that was what I thought about last night. So I called David in for him to finish up my presentation, just to give a difference approach. And I'm always trying to look at different things that I can do where it ain't the same old, same old, same old. And then I want to back up. 2 nights ago, Sunday night, I had a Zoom call, and it really, you know, you have taught me everything that I know, but there's one thing that something happened to my Zoom that I could not get on my Zoom on my tablet for some reason. I think it's because I set the link up on my phone but I had 29 people on that Zoom call. Well, guess what? I couldn't share from my phone. I didn't know how. I only know how to share from my tablet. So guess what? I had to do it by memory. I did that whole Zoom presentation by memory. And out of that, we had 2 to sign up of that 29 people that night, Sunday night. So I wasn't looking for that to be a change, but guess what? It was a difference. It was a change. I had brand partners to call me, tell me that they enjoyed it. So anytime you can spice it up or do a little bit of difference in your presentation, I think that always is a plus.
Yeah, and when you use the room, you know, the presentations are so easy. 8, 10, 12, 15 slides, before and afters, but 3 or 4 testimonials in the room have so much power. It's the story and the emotion. Even if you're an analytical brain, I know you need the nuts and bolts, but the nuts and bolts is not what get people involved. It's the emotional stories of low thyroids or Hashimoto's, losing weight, or people having more energy, or paying off a credit card, or getting out of debt. And